Remember the third grade? The smell of chalk dust from the blackboard erasers? Bad haircuts? Looking out the window, eagerly waiting to hear our favorite school day word. Recess! Kids haven't changed much in the last few years. Well, their haircuts might be better, but pretty much everything else still applies. Yet, there is a growing and alarming trend in America's public schools today. Eliminating recess. This trend has expanded to the point that some schools are being built without playgrounds. It sounds so wrong, doesn't it? Yet, there are many reasonable adults who believe that it is the best thing for our elementary school students. These adults have their reasons, of course, but the end result could be highly detrimental to today's elementary age children. The most cited reason for taking recess out of schools is an increased academic load for the students. The importance of standardized test grades for individual students and for schools as a whole has increased. The fact is that these test results have a direct bearing on future school funding, so naturally, in order to prepare the students to do better on standardized testing, schools must increase the amount of time students spend in the classroom. The issue of how to find more time during the day to make sure a curriculum goal is reached must be addressed. The proposed solution, devote more time to actual academics in the classroom by stealing time from areas which are viewed by some school administrations as non-essential, such as art, music, and now recess. However, this solution doesn't hold water since in a recent study done at Michigan State University, researchers found that the most physically fit group of students tested scored 30% higher on standardized tests than did the least fit group. Another reason that recess is disappearing is concerns from teachers, administrations, and parents about injuries on the playground. Accidents can happen during the course of a rowdy game, and playground monitors can't watch every child at every minute. Elementary kids run, trip, fall, and in general, hurt themselves in some manner all the time. And a fact of recess and of life is that there are bullies lurking nearby. Unless you are normally lucky, but some parents feel that a good way for their child to elude the possibilities of being bullied is to keep that child under the guise of a watchful teacher for as much of the day as possible. This can, of course, result in the child's avoidance of physical harm, but I believe to eliminate recess altogether is a borderline inhumane overreaction to a small risk. Something that recess opponents fail to understand is that the benefits of short periods of physical activity throughout the school day are beneficial to bodies and minds of growing children. Since 1980, childhood obesity rates have tripled, and taking away recess is only going to add to the problem. For the exception of gym class, which is in most schools only once a week, kids just sit all school long day. At recess, they use their imaginations to play games, and they use their intellect to help them decide what they're going to play and who is going to be involved. Recess also gives them the option of being alone if the reality of being confined with other people all day wears on them. They can temporarily escape a hard test, a bad grade, or a long lesson. It is an opportunity to re-energize, to cope with the discipline that the classroom requires, and to forget about the learning for a short time. What are some solutions to this issue? Lots of small ones. In K through 12, schools, older students could be trained as playground monitors as part of a child development course. School days could be extended to allow for a more curriculum focus. Parents could volunteer to act as playground monitors throughout the year. Probably each school would have its own ideal solutions, but this is not an insurmountable issue. Recently, the state legislatures of Texas and Virginia have made recess mandatory. So if physical activity actually helps kids learn better and help keep their bodies in better shape, the drive for mandatory recess is both practical and beneficial for our children. Recess should not be a privilege, an option, or an afterthought. In schools today, it should be required for every child in every school in America. Thank you.